Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right. Welcome, everyone. We are going to talk about Moxie Impress today. So my name is Marilyn Holly. I am on the franchise transition team. And what we do is we work with companies when they are new to the brand. We help them transition over. And we do a heavy focus on the tools and the platforms that the brand has to offer. And today we're going to talk about Moxie Impress. Like I said, it is a phenomenal tool. It is one of the tools that is going to require the least amount of effort on your part, and it is extremely automated. Now, let me get to share my screen. All right. So if someone can just confirm that you can see my screen, I just want to make sure, and that it is my 21 online dashboard.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. I hate asking that, but there's been a couple of sessions I just started and 10 or 15 minutes later, someone finally said, hey, we can't see your screen. So it's that dreaded question. You just never know. Just a little bit of, hopefully this is not new to you, but just a little bit of information on how you access the Moxie platform. When you're on 21 online, you'll go to the hamburger menu icon, the top right corner. Click that on and you'll go to the Productivity Hub. Once you're in the Productivity Hub, if you're not familiar with this is where we house our most popular marketing tools. Not all of them are there, but most of them are, and they are in alphabetical order. So if you're ever in a training class and going over some of the tools, you can't remember the name, you just have to come to the Productivity Hub, scroll through, and then hopefully there'll be something that will jog your memory. And you're like, oh yeah, that's what it was. And you can click on what we call the tiles here, and it can get you to that specific tool. Now, right now, I don't know if anything is going to change in the future, but right now, to access Moxie, the Moxiworks platform, you can click on any of the tiles that are here. So I'm just, for instance, going to click on Moxie Engage where it says Learn More. If you have not launched Moxie, you will only be, you'll stop here on this landing page. Or if you would like to learn more information about each of the individual tools, then you can go ahead and go to the landing page, watch a video, and read all of the information here about each of the tools. So even though I am on the Moxie Engage tile and it says Access Moxie Engage, when I click that on, it gets me to a Moxiworks platform dashboard. So does not matter which tile you click on, it will still get you, all of them will get you to this same dashboard. Now, I am in a live environment. We have a relatively new broker out of California that lets us use his account for demonstration purposes. So we're really happy about that. And so at some point, I may or may not go all the way with an activity, just to let you know. But anyway, this is what the dashboard looks like. So you should see, information about your account, your profile. If you see some information that is incorrect or needs to be updated, and it is grayed out, if you click on the pencil in any of the segments, you click on the pencil, then you can edit. And if it doesn't give you the option to edit, then you would have to go back to one of your Dash admin people in your company and ask them to correct it. I like to say, or we like to say, that 100% of the Moxiworks tools are attached to the MLS, but that's not 100% right, because there is information that's fed from Dash, your photo, your contact information, your name, and details about your MLS. But anything that is transaction or property related, that is not fed from Dash. That comes 100% from the MLS. So, and in some cases, you can even change your picture and change some of the data that's there for you. So again, check it out. What I have seen in the past is sometimes the time zones are incorrect. If you're not able to correct that time zone yourself, then again, go to one of the leaders in your company and ask them to check their Moxie dashboard to make sure that that time zone is correct. So once we're in the main dashboard, we kind of look around and everything looks right. Then you'll see each of the tools at the top. So we've got Present, Moxie Engage, Moxie Website, and then Moxie Impress. Promote is an additional fee product that the Moxiworks team has, and I don't know anything about that. I don't recommend that you pay for anything yet. Once you find out that you are mastering the tools that are provided for you, or you have a specific need, then maybe reach out to it. There is another tool that they provide as well, where you can actually call or text from the platform, and that is called Wave, W-A-V-V. So when you see that, you can click on to get more information. That's all I know. I've clicked on it, and all I've seen is to get, I believe, 3 free days, a trial period. So take what we have, what your franchise fees are going towards right now. And then if you find a need to get additional products, then you can go there. So if you see the promote, just know that that's an additional product. We have the 4 tools here. So we're going to go to Impress. Now, Impress is an automatic marketing platform. Once you get a listing in the MLS, within, depending upon the speed of your MLS, anywhere from maybe 2 hours to up to as long as 24 hours, there will be a marketing package created for you and your listing. You'll get an email, and I'm paraphrasing, but I believe it says, congratulations on your new listing. Click here. Here's the package it's created, and click here to access it. All you really have to do is click on those links. It will drive you to the Impress dashboard, and you can pick and choose what you would like to send out and how you would like to send out any pieces of that package. So just remember, it's automatic. It is done for you. It doesn't require you to even lift a finger to create. The only fingers you have to lift are to click on the links and then to send it out. So if you do just come straight to your dashboard, you will see any of your listings here. JP is an owner, but he does some production. So he has one listing here. All of the collateral was already created for him. So I'm going to go through and show you what the package looks like, and then I'll show you some of the features if you want to create a project from scratch, if you have something that you would like to do on your own, and then how to be able to maneuver around. So this is the main dashboard within the Impress system. You see manage, view the projects, there's 10, and then it says resend the latest marketing guide email. So that means that that has already been sent once, but let's go into manage first. So the dashboard that it gets when you click on the manage button takes a couple seconds to load. I haven't had any problems so far. It gives you the information about the listing, the MLS ID, the list price. And over here, you can view the project. You can create a new project, create a marketing kit. You can resend basically what we just saw. Then you can share it on Facebook. Now, you would have to make sure that you have your Facebook URL linked to your platform, but that is fairly simple to do. So let's go ahead and view the projects. So this is the 10 pieces of marketing collateral that were automatically created for his new listing. We've got an open house e-postcard, a virtual tour, a property website, a large brochure. This would be printed. Another, just a regular postcard that would be printed, and then an e-postcard for just listed, a video, an open house for social media, advertising or marketing, social media just listed, and then a regular flyer and this would be one that would be printed. So the distribution methods for any of these pieces would be dependent upon their type, what they are. So let's just let's look at the e-postcard. So I'm going to click that on, and we can preview it. And in the preview mode, it has the big old preview right across. So I mean, you can still see, but there's another way to be able to look at it to see what it looks like without having that preview over. Oh, well, this one doesn't have that. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Okay, well, good. So this is what it looks like. It has all the information read all the data, make sure everything is accurate. The photos are great. This is, again, taken from the data that's on the MLS. So, all right, we're fine with this e-postcard. Now you see down here, it automatically is in the distribute mode. We can publish it to the web, or we can email it to contacts. So I'm going to click on email. You can send it to yourself, or you can send it to contacts. So I'm going to say send to contacts. Now I'm going to click on the contact, and I'm going to search for my name. And it didn't find me. Wow. I thought I was in here. Okay, so let's just click on, I don't even see, I could have sworn my name was in here. I was in earlier. Okay, so you would just find, sorry about that. You would find someone that is in your contact, or you can go ahead and start typing their email. And the subject would be new listing, whatever, something that's enticing. I can send it now to schedule it, or we can schedule a delivery, and then also send a copy of the email to yourself, so that when I get this email and I pick up the phone, I call JP, I call you as the agent, say, hey, thank you for sending me that email. You're like, oh, you're welcome. You know what email we're talking about. But because I don't want to clog up his email, I'm going to go ahead and click next. And it says it's ready to send. So it's got one recipient. If I had gone through my contacts and chosen multiple recipients, it would tell me how many there were. I can preview the email here, or I'm going to hit send. So within just a couple of minutes, it should be in my inbox. I got the confirmation that the mail has been successfully scheduled. I schedule it to be sent now instead of sometime in the future. So I should be getting it in my inbox any minute. Now, what's cool about sending an email or even publishing to the web is when we look at the email history, you can see there was a new listing that was sent earlier today and then just listed. So those two, you can see there were 2 emails sent today. I can click on the actions to see the tracking, to see if any of the recipients have opened them yet. This is the one that I just sent to myself, so I have not opened it. Let's check to see if one that was sent earlier has been opened. There was a soft bounce. So that means that maybe the email was incorrect. So this was where there was one not delivered. There was a total of 2 sent. Of the delivered, one of them has not been opened. So I might want to go back and check to see why this one bounced, and maybe check that email to make sure it was a valid email or in this particular case, that JP had sent out. So that's the email history. You'll be able to see all of the tracking there. Now the links and tools, there's a web page. So you can look to see a viewing of the web page, what it looks like. And it was very similar to the card that we just saw. And then what is really great about this is you have some action items and some links here. So here is a link to the web page. When I click that on, I can highlight and copy this link. I could use a short URL to make it much more manageable. And this will allow me to post it in an email, a blog, or tweet about it, or my Facebook post. But also there's advanced options, and I can do an HTML to embed in my web page. So you can click here, get that HTML and put it onto your Moxie website about, and maybe on a feature page of your new listings. Now, also there is tracking, so you can view the traffic that for your listings and the collateral that has been created, and it should just take just a couple of seconds for these analytics to come up. So this was for the web page. So there was one view, there was only one unique visitor, but there was 39.5 kilobytes that were transferred. So a new visitor and then return visitors. So you can kind of monitor this. And then this is some good information that you can give your sellers. Say, listen, I've got a web page and I can look at the analytics to see how many people are visiting and how many people are return visitors. And that can really give some insight to the online marketing, in addition to some of the other tools we have. But it really gives some insight that you can share with your sellers. I really like this, creates a QR code. So if you wanted to scan this image, and it would take you straight to that web page. So you could copy this image and put it, anywhere that you might want to do some higher tech marketing. QR codes were really the rage several years ago, but I feel that right now they are really gaining in popularity because of the pandemic. I don't know how many of you have visited establishments. As most recently, most of the ones that I see are restaurants where they don't have menus anymore. You click on the QR code and then you open up the menu there virtually. So they're really making a more comeback. So being able to use these in your marketing can just give you that extra edge and just an additional layer that you can talk to your sellers about, or potential sellers when you're in front of them with your listing presentation. And then I'm not even going to click on the trash can. Hopefully we all know what that means. We can delete, and I don't want to delete this web page. Now back to the distribute. Again, depending upon what the type of the collateral is, because this was an electronic version, I could publish to web or email. So now if I want to edit, if I want to duplicate, so I want to go back to, go right back to home. I'm going to click on, I can manage or I can view projects. Viewing the projects just skips a step from that manage. So what I want to show you now is, let's do this just listed brochure. It's an 11 by 17 brochure. Now you see the distribute link is only to download as a PDF, because this is something that's in print. Obviously, I can't send this out to the web, or I can't email it. Now, we can email essentially a PDF, but this is really meant for print marketing. There's links and tools that are associated with it. So there's a hosted PDF, and we can click that, and this would be the online version. Now, because this is a brochure, that's why it's meant to be folded in half. That's why you see the first photo and the contact information and the agent's photo upside down. But then on the inside, you'll see that everything is right side. So that is the hosted PDF. And again, we've got a link that you can obtain for that if you want. The same analytics where you can look at the traffic, and then another QR code to get it to that hosted PDF site. We previewed. If we want to edit, let's say that, okay, I'm not really sure that I like the photos that were there, or I don't like some of the content. I wanted to add something. You can change the project name and the description. You just click save and continue if you make any changes. Now, these little triangles, the yellow triangles with the exclamation mark, that means it gives us a little alert that says that the photos are not in the best quality to give the reader or the recipient the best experience. So these first two photos need to be a little bit larger or higher quality, and then the last one as well. So we find this happens a lot of times when photos are coming from the MLS. Sometimes MLS have a maximum size when it comes to resolution or pixels that they can handle. And sometimes they will take photos and they will resize them themselves. Either they require that they be a smaller version, or they resize them. So if you are uploading them from the MLS, you might find that they have retained that smaller or that lower resolution. So you may want to say, hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to replace this image with the one that I originally took, or the one that was originally taken for me from a professional source, and I will replace this one with that. So just to kind of give you a little idea of what that means. I'm not going to make any changes. Obviously, I don't have any photos for this, but you can crop the photos if you wanted to, if you found that they needed that as well. Now I'm going to go to the text. So if there is anything that I wanted to put in this text box, The headline is on the market. There's the address, and then additional information that's here, the body type, and so on. And we're going to go down. This, I bet you this has, there we go. It was red because it had the comma in there. I'm going to go ahead and change that. I'm going to hit save and continue. And then it's going to the agent information. So you see the agent's name is grayed out and his email is grayed out, but other information can be changed. So if you wanted to maybe add an additional phone number or add your title, if you have one, anything here, just a few things can be changed, and then just want to hit save and continue. So the only change that we made was removing that comma from the square footage. I think that's okay. This says that it's hosted for viewing on the web, or it's scheduled to be emailed. We're okay with all of this. We hit okay. And then that's how you edit. So really simple to edit. So I'm going to go back to the home, and let's say that you have a listing that is not in the MLS. You have worked with a developer or a builder, and you're going to list one of their properties and they do not want it to go through the MLS, or it's not typical in your market that it goes to the MLS, then you can create a new project and you can create it from scratch. So it's not difficult. You'll choose the design. The designs are all here. We've got a huge library. When you hover over the design, you'll see a little star. If you like that design and you click on the star, you click on the star, then it goes to your favorites. So now when we look at favorites, this virtual tour shows up. So as you are perusing the library and you find designs that you like, don't be hesitant to click on that little star so that you don't have to look through pages and pages of designs. You can go straight to your favorites section, and then you can say, oh yeah, I like that one. And if it doesn't meet your needs, and you can go back to the whole library. They are broken down into recent, favorites, popular, and then featured. And in the bottom of this they are filtered by products and then by task. So the products are just that. Those are where they have categorized the brochures and the e-cards and the flyers together. The tasks have an activity, so to speak, that's associated with them. Just listed, just sold, coming soon, that type of thing. So let's just say that you want to do a coming soon for one of the builder deals. So you've got to create it, and you want to create an e-postcard. So you click on that design. You can view the sample. We've looked at the e-card. We know we like it. So let's just say we want to collect this design, and you'll give it a project name, and I am going to name it Test 7. Description can be coming soon, builder listing. All right, and we are going to put it in the builder listing folder. We have folders that we have created already. If for some reason, that was the last folder that I created, but if for some reason you have not created a folder, you can create a new one right here. So you want to be able to go ahead and organize your projects in folders. So we wanted to go in the builder listing. It doesn't have an MLS or an address associated with it. So we are going to hit save and continue. And this is what it says. It's taking the information from Celeste. Let's cancel this. I didn't click that on. No, thanks. I do not want to use that listing data. So sorry about that. So it was automatically defaulting to the one listing that was in the dashboard. So now I'm going to have to create all the content myself. I'm not going to move forward. You would choose a photo, and then I don't believe it's going to let me go to the text. Oh, it does. It lets me go to the text. So you would just go ahead and fill in all of the information here, the address, all the details, any of the amenities and features that the property has or is going to have if it's a new construction, since we said coming soon. So you could put all of that here. If there's a second agent, it gives you the opportunity to create. If you are not on a team, but you're working with another agent, you can put that information here. And here are the Facebook and the Twitter and LinkedIn URLs. So this is how you would be able to market it and send it. Like I mentioned a few minutes ago, really simple. You just go to your Facebook or whichever one of these social media platforms that you are wanting to post it on, and you can copy that URL and paste it right here. Now you'll just click save and continue. And then we go to the agent. This is just like the agent page earlier, but it does have the Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn URL, which when we looked at it earlier, it was for print. That's why it was not an option. So now we've got the option to put that in here. So it's automatically here, and we'll hit save and continue. If I wanted to add another photo, I could add the second agent photo here. I'll hit save and continue, and then it's going to create this test 7. I can immediately publish it to the web or email it to contacts, and then go ahead and look at those links, and then monitor that email history and look at who has opened it, how many people have visited the site, and if they have if they're return visitors. So really easy to do. That was starting it from scratch. Of course, I didn't have photos. It takes a few more minutes to do, but this gives you the opportunity to create a project if it does not have an MLS number associated with it, or if it's not something that with the address as well, especially on a coming soon. Now that was everything from the home dashboard. If you go to the projects, this will show recent projects that we've created. We created test 7 today. This test was created, and these 2 for Celeste, and then there's many more pages. There are project folders. So if you want to search a project folder, if you had more, we just have a few. We've got the test folder and the builder listings. This was one that I had created. So there's any of the folders that were created here by the user, and then all of the folders. So you can see Toland Way and West 64th Street and Celeste were created by the platform. So these were automatically created. All right, and then designs. This is similar to the design gallery, like the library, when you want to create, basically just exactly like what we saw, but it's just in a separate area by itself. Now your contacts, just to let you know, the contacts that you have, once you activated your Moxie Engage, those contacts automatically migrate or sync over to Moxie Impress. If you want to add a contact here, it will live in the Moxie Impress dashboard. Does someone have a question? Okay. So you don't have to worry about if you want contacts to be an Impress, but not to flow back over to Engage. I don't know if that flow is going to ever change, but so right now contacts move from Engage to Impress, but not backwards from Impress to Engage. So let's say I couldn't find myself. I don't know why I couldn't find me earlier. I thought I was in this in his address book, but what I could do is I could come in and I can create a new contact, and I can do that individually. You can see it's just, some minimal information here. If I want to show advanced options, I can create a custom field. So if there's something here that is not, it's like, I want some more information. So I just click on create custom field, and I can say, what is the field name? Well, let's say we want to do house anniversary or anniversary. And that what the field type is, it is a date. So all I do is hit save. So now I've got the birthday and I've got the anniversary. These are additional fields that are going to be added to anyone that I add in my Moxie Impress dashboard. So again, you show advanced options and you add custom fields. And when creating that custom field, the types were a long text, a number, a date, or just a simple text. So it could be anything you want. It could be bedroom count. It could be lot size, water, feature, would be waterfront, water view, bay view, something like that. So you can customize what you put in here, the information and the notes that you can put in for each of your people that are in your database as far as what's in their profile. You can also import contacts. So you can import them right now and you can add them to a group, or you can select existing. So you upload, you map the fields, it gives you the directions, very user-friendly, not difficult at all. And it tells you that you can download them from Gmail, Outlook, or Office 365. And then you can also use an Excel spreadsheet or a CSV file. So it gives you many different ways and methods to get those groups of contacts that you have from another source. Then you can manage your groups. And where you manage your groups here, this is basically you can put your contacts into an area or a group where they have a common element with other people that are in your database. If you want to create a new group, you just click on create new group, and then you give the new group name and a description. So you can have first-time home buyers, luxury buyers, past sellers, friends, family, neighbors, any type of group that you want, because the database is meant to be everyone that you have in your sphere of influence, including those people that are personal in nature. So it may be that you would like to send some marketing materials out to your neighbors, just to kind of let them know, remind them that you are, in the business, and maybe it's a new listing, maybe not on your street, but it's on another street in the neighborhood. So it kind of sends them that message that, hey, I've got a real estate expert here on my own street that I consider to be, a close neighbor. So you can create the groups, as many as you want, with that common element, and then you can manage them. And then here we can manage the custom fields. You can see that I just added anniversary. If this is something that I want to remove, I just remove it from here, and I am going to go ahead and remove it. Am I sure that I want to remove the anniversary? Yes, I am. So now the only custom field that we have left is birthday. So this is all in the contact section. And then there's the listing tab. As you add more listings, you'll see all of your listings here. This is basically what the main dashboard looks like. Again, we can manage these, the collateral that's created, the marketing package. We can delete it if we want. I'm not sure why we would want to delete it. I have to think about that a minute. But this is basically gives us the same information as we saw when we first logged in to Moxie Impress. I just clicked on the address, and again, it got me back to exactly where we were earlier. If I wanted to create a new listing, we could do that here. This would be not creating one from scratch. This would be a new listing and putting the listing ID in, the address, and so on. All of the information here, anything, if we had an open house URL, open house time, all of this information, the website, then you can also add additional commercial fields or commonly used fields. So let's look at the commonly used fields. It pops up amenities and design, the beds and baths and basements and different things. So these are a lot. I mean, look at all of these options that you can include when you're creating this new listing. So waterfront, yards and grounds, there's a lot of additional information that you might want to include on this marketing collateral when you're sending it out. So this was all under the create new listing. Go back to the home. And if we wanted to edit an existing project, the only project we have again is this one on Celeste Circle. So it's going to get us to the same spot. But we can edit down here. It shows the project folders, and we can go in and look. Let's look in this folder. We have two different pieces that we have created, so we could edit them from here. Always when you see the get support button, you can click that on and it gets you to support.moxiworks.com. This is a fabulous way for you to learn about all of the tools that Moxiworks has to offer. I've gone through here. I've clicked on many of the titles. I've watched every video that I could find on each of the tools. I like it because you'll see little snippets, but you can also find answers up here. And it got straight to Impress, but it gets you to support.moxiworks.com. That should be an address that you remember, because it has access to all of the tools that Moxiworks has, and you can learn more about them. Also, when you see the oval help, it does look a little pink, but I call it red, the help button. You can always click that on, and it goes also to Moxiworks support. You can type in a detailed question, or you could just type in maybe just a word. So let's just say Impress, and let's see what it comes up with. It's going to give us some related articles, links, maybe videos. This says Impress creative requirements, downloading an Impress video, or it says I can ask another question, or I can get in touch. If I click on get in touch, it is going to ask me if I want to do a live chat or do I want to leave a message. I'm not going to do either, but the live chat works really well. When I've used that, probably in about 90% of the situations, I've been able to get my question answered. I find the solution, but if not, then you can get it elevated or escalated to a live person and submit a ticket. Generally, the situation that we're looking for, or the questions that we have, are about the tool and maybe about access, maneuvering around, or finding something. So that can definitely almost always be answered here. But if it's something technical in nature, maybe you found a glitch, or you found something that needs to be corrected, or at least a little bit more explanation, then that's when a ticket would be issued. So again, that help button in the bottom right corner, where whenever you are in any of the tools, you'll see that, and that will get you straight to a bot, and then you can live chat with someone. Now I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and going to check. I see a couple things in the chat. Yes, Lauren, the unique property websites are automatically created, and these are automatically created for you as well. So you'll have that created within that first day, I'll tell you. So everything here, all of those 10 different pieces into the projects, they are automatically created for you. Can you edit and delete contacts in bulk? You can delete contacts in bulk, yes. I don't believe you can, the way you could edit, I'm not sure exactly what you would want to do, but the way you could edit is you can move contacts into groups in bulk, but I'm not sure that you could change anything else. And if you want to maybe go a little bit deeper or explain more about what you're looking to do, maybe that would shed some light on, and if I have a different answer. Folders, yes. Thank you, Colin, for putting that support.moxiworks.com. And Jeff, yes, you can create just listed any of the material here before it hits the MLS if you want. In most cases, it does create within just a few hours. So you get it in the listing in the listing in the morning in the MLS. In most cases, it may be there by noon. At worst case scenario, it's going to be within that 24-hour period. The only time that it would take longer, and I don't know why this is, so I'm just, please don't shoot the messenger right now. The only time that it does not create within that shorter time frame is for just sold collateral. So we're just talking about just listed material right now. Just sold material also gets automatically created for you when that listing shows that it is sold in the MLS. But for some reason, the Moxiworks team have told us that it takes up to 48 or most likely 48 hours to create the just sold. So Jeff, one thing that you might want to do is, let's say that you have a policy in your company that within 3 hours of leaving the closing, that you create just listed post or just sold postcards, and you get those in the mail that day, or just sold e-cards and you get them emailed that day. In that particular case, you would create from scratch. So you would create from the library one of the task related options, and you would do just sold, just like I did the coming soon. So let's see. Oh, so the question is just sold postcards and have it sent out. Can you decide the postcard that the addresses the postcards will go to? So the system does not send the postcards out if they are, if it is snail mail, if you will, that they're printed postcards, you would have to print those and send them out. There are some plugins that your company can do with Express Docs. I've seen a couple of other names of printing vendors that I'm not familiar with, and you could use that service. That would involve an additional cost. So in that case, you would have to reach out to that vendor to see, can you give them a list of physical addresses that you want them to send out to, if that's something they could do. Otherwise, you would send them out yourself, or if you have another service that you use. So the fair housing logo is there. Yes, you can add the realtor logo. So that can be added as well. So that question that Megan had, what about is on coming soon? The coming soon, I'm not sure what more that would be if you really wanted to send out. And again, make sure that you, or not again, I haven't said this yet, make sure that you are in compliance with your state and local real estate guidelines, rules, regulations, and laws about coming soon, and MLS. So if that is something that you can do, and you want to go ahead and create something that's coming soon, make sure that any of the text or the information that's included in that collateral piece, it does abide by that those regulations. So we did a coming soon. I didn't finish it all, but whatever, it would basically be just like a just listed, but it's like some information about, hey, here's a photo, here's some information on this property that will be listed. It is coming soon. But any details on that, I'm going to leave it up to each of the 50 states and your knowledge on what those guidelines are on what you can and cannot include. Hopefully that answered your question, Jeff, because there really wasn't anything on there. It was blank. We created it from scratch. So I can go back in and I can open one up we don't have it because coming soon would all be from scratch because there would not be an MLS number. But we can see if we can find out how to do that. If you don't like the orders of pictures, you can move them around. Oh, you know what, Colleen? Colleen asked if she doesn't like the order of the pictures on the MLS, if she reordered on the MLS, if a new package would be created. I do believe, and Colin, please chime in here, but I do believe when you make an adjustment in the MLS that it does update in the Impress platform. Colin, can you confirm that?
Actually, I don't know. Okay. We know for sure that those others are auto-created, but the things that the trigger are the new and then the change of status. So changing pictures, I'm not sure. But
yeah, the change in status. So, but
I think but in the system, when it brings over the package, you can change the order of the folders or the photos within the specific folder.
I'll check on that. I'll see if I can find an answer because I know it does do the change in status. So we'll see. And I believe also a change in price. So I'm thinking that if you do any change, but that's me going out on a limb here. So let me just verify that. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not Jeff. It's Patricia in Jeff's office. Yes, and then referring to Express Docs to send out that as far as sending those addresses, then you would have to reach out to Express Docs and find out what what format that they want to receive those addresses. If you wanted them to send the printed postcards or the printed collateral out, and let them let you know I don't know that they would have access. I don't know if they have full access to your contact database, or if you have to give them a list, because that's something outside of the platform itself. So, okay, perfect. Now let me go back to, let me go ahead and share my screen again. And I'll go back to the coming soon designs. So here is an e-postcard coming soon. Let's just view what the sample looks like. So it just has the price, the address, and it does have content. I'm not sure what language that is, but it does have property description and content here. And then the agent's name, then a link to be able to view the property, which let me click this on to see where it goes. Looks like it might be a blank page. Yeah. If it's coming soon. Now, Colin, we can put coming soons in dash now, right?
Correct.
Okay. So if it's in dash as a coming soon property, then Colin, can you verify that it would be in a coming soon section on century21.com?
Could you open a new window, go to c21.com, and I'll show you where the drop down is for it.
Okay. All right.
It's part of the filters at the top right-hand side of .com. When you go and look for properties, just click on like properties. Yeah, that one says 32 homes or whatever.
Sorry. Right here?
Yes. And then when it brings up the search, and then up on the top above the picture of that property, stop right there, please. Go to the picture of the property and then take your cursor up, and there's filters right above it.
Oh, coming soon there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually that's the default right now, is coming soon.
All right. So when we're when we're viewing this sample here, like we just did, and it's a coming soon to view this property, if this was a true coming soon and had been in dash, clicking this on would have got me to century21.com in that coming soon section. So this is what it looks like. If you're building it from scratch, again, yeah, here is the fair housing. So, Colin, do you know how we can customize to put the realtor logo? By the way, Colin McGovern is my coworker and expert in all things technical and Moxie. So we tag team on these sessions, because as we're flying this plane, we're building it. And so we like to tag team, and we like to teach each other. So I'm just curious if to be able to put that logo on there.
The document.
I'm sorry?
It'll depend on the document if you can add things, because when we learned from our social media experts, some of these things, some of the documents are built in such a way, like in social media, because it will only hold a certain number of characters,
right?
Meet like Facebook standards. Marilyn, I would think that it would go in a user profile.
Okay.
As opposed to, unless you want to include it as one of the pictures in the document that you create.
All right, let's see.
No, I'm like in the, if you go back to the profile in here, and if you go up to JP's contact information, then go to profile. So I don't know if there's a place in there that would include it. If you go to, yeah, business information.
Yeah. So here is a logo here. Maybe removing that image and putting
No,
in
I don't. You can't take the, I would not take your company DBA logo off, because then you're stopping telling people you're using you're part of Century 21. It would be like going to a restaurant and having going to McDonald's and not seeing the arches out front. If you take that off, you lose the golden arches.
Okay. I was just curious why it would even have you be able to edit it.
I don't know either, but
Yeah. So I'll get back to you on that too.
I'm wondering if, well, they may have a reason for not including that realtor.
Right, there are, yeah, like you said, there are several reasons, and depending upon what the content is, how you could put that on there. Yeah.
Well, and you could also put the realtor, like if you go back to his profile, you could actually in the display name put in realtor, like it says where your last name is,
Mm-hmm.
or you could put it in the title, Marilyn.
Yeah, but I think the question was using the logo, the R.
Well, yeah, this is an alternate.
Right.
If you can't put in the logo, you could still signature realtor. Make sure it's all in caps and use the registered logo.
Right.
But that would certainly be an option to include the title realtor that way. Because one of the things we, these are templated documents and we can't break the template. And so there's a method to the madness, the way they created these. And like the best solution to start would be to include your title as realtor in all caps.
Exactly. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, apologize for not having that exact answer. Let's see. Okay, so Lauren asked about, do we have to input the coming soon into Dash manually, or does it pull from MLS? So depending upon if you have a coming soon and it's in your MLS allows that, then that listing would migrate over into Moxie Impress. If you do not put it in Dash, it will not be on century21.com. That's where Dash feeds our .com site. So that that link, when you have the coming soon to an electronic piece, it would go to a blank page, just like when I clicked on the sample review, it went to a blank page. Any other questions? Colin, is there anything else you'd like to add? Thank you so much for helping and chiming in there.
No, you got it all covered. Thank you.
Just to kind of recap what I said at the beginning, this is really the easiest platform for you to use because it's all done for you. Unless you want to get that just sold collateral created before, immediately after your closing, there's really no reason for you to come in here and to have to start anything from scratch and to create it yourself. It's done for you. And it's like magic. You can show those sellers what your marketing collateral is going to look like when you're in that listing presentation. And, and you can get credit for all of that magic that is created automatically for you because it's done. And only fingers you have to lift again are just those fingers to click onto the dashboard and send it out wherever you want to, whether you send it electronically or you have it printed and send out, through the U.S. Postal Service, or if you print it out and hand deliver. So but all of the heavy lifting, all the creative work, everything is done for you. Again, if you don't like the order, or there's something there that needs some editing, then you have that option as well. It's not doesn't lock you out. You can go in there and edit it, update, modify it to your desired output, and then use it as well. So I appreciate everyone being here today. Hopefully you got something out of this, and once you get those listings, you're going to go and, you'll be able to click this on and you'll see everything's created for you, and you just go grab it and you just grab and go and then work from there. Any more Friday Moxie? Yes, every single Friday we have classes. We have at the same time, It is a different link. If you'll go to Century 21 University on your main dashboard, you'll click on the Moxiworks link on the left-hand side. These classes are Moxie 201. We have a different subject matter. We repeat it. We do all 4 of the tools. And then on the 5th week, we do a what is Moxiworks. So if you just get a high level overview of all 4 of the tools, and then we repeat. So, and we try to do them in order to match the groups that are launching for that month. Sometimes that is right on cue. Sometimes we have to build out our schedule a bit longer or farther in the future. So we may or may not be that way, but we definitely go over a tool a week. We do a deep dive, and you can register for those in the university, and a recording will be sent out. If not this afternoon, then for sure on Monday, as soon as it is available. And as long as if you registered with your email, then you will get it. But if you signed in as someone else, please put your email in the chat, because that recording is going to go to those registered emails. I know there's a couple people that might be here underneath someone else's name, and we'll make sure that you get it. Colin, anything that you would like to add in closing?
Nope, well done, Marilyn. Thank you.
All right. Thank everyone for being here. Have a great Friday afternoon and a wonderful weekend, and hope to see you again next Friday.
Thank you.